How's it gaming? I'm Phil in the Blanks, and welcome back to the Black Box Files with file number 5, Duck Hunt. And I think the most recognizable game that we've seen on the Black Box Files so far, within the first 5 games anyways, and easily the game that is most associated with the Zapper. Let's jump right in there with Game A, one duck, so far anyways. And there is the Duck Hunt dog. He's now a playable character in Smash Brothers. That is still always going to be super, super weird to me. So what is Duck Hunt? It is exactly what you think it is. You hunt ducks, you use the zapper, you point it at your TV screen, and if you're good, you're about 6 feet away from the TV, and you point out the ducks and you shoot. If you're like me and every other child in the 80s and early 90s growing up, you stood right in front of your TV and you poked the TV with the zapper, and that's how you won the game. Now, the zapper, like I mentioned in Wild Gunman, does not work with modern day TVs. You need a CRT TV. And that's not what we're doing right now. So we are emulating, unfortunately, which means I'm using a mouse, which makes this very, very easy. Mind you, this is already pretty easy on the first round anyways. But it is what it is. I still want to be able to show these games regardless of modern limitations. So that's a perfect round. You get the little cute little music. Bum, 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 bum. Perfect. And now we're going to fill in purpose. I think everyone remembers this game. This was hugely popular. We're going to shoot 3 times. You get 3 shots per duck. If you don't get it, they fly away. If you wait too long, they fly away. And every time, your duck laughs at you. And everyone's always, oh, I wish I could shoot the dog. Oh, I want to shoot the dog. I want to commit animal abuse. And weirdly enough, before this game came out in North America, there was a version called Versus Duck Hunt, which was an actual arcade game that looked actually fairly different from this one. It shared a lot of similarities, but it was not an NES game. And in that version of the game, you could shoot the dog, and not a lot of people know that. So yeah, it is possible. If you ever want to shoot the dog, see if you can get your hands on a Versus Duck Hunt arcade machine or whatever, and yeah, shoot the dog. It's super weird that was a thing Nintendo allowed. It's very dark humor when you get down to it. But yeah, no, the Duck Hunt dog is an iconic piece of extremely early NES nostalgia. He's just a great little character, the way he laughs at you. You jerk. That is a game over. Love the music. I think out of the first 5 games we've seen so far, this is easily the best soundtrack we've seen with the NES. And yeah, let's go to 2 ducks. I'll take it a little bit more seriously. There are 3 colors to your ducks, and each one goes a little bit faster or slower depending on their color. I forget exactly which one, but I think that's the easiest one. The blue a little bit faster, and there's like a red-brown one that's faster than that. And one of the things I always thought was funny about Duck Hunt was that in one duck mode, you can have the second controller, or I guess one controller, one zapper. You can use the controller and control the ducks for a sort of pseudo multiplayer experience. And I think that's funny because that's in the manual, right? Hey, use the controller, remove the ducks. And like 5 or 6 years ago, the internet exploded with, there's a secret in Duck Hunt that's been hidden for 30 years that no one knew about. Oh my god. I'm like, is it you can control the duck in Duck Hunt? I'm like, yes it is. I'm like, that's in the manual. It straight up says in the instructions you can do that. But the entire freaking internet, with the memory of a goldfish, was like, this is super secret and it's only just been discovered. And it's just like, here come the thumbnail, clickbait, friggin' YouTube videos. And it's just, this is me on my high horse, but that stuff always bugs me. It's like, I don't know. Did you know that there was a world -1 in Mario Brothers? The secret has been a secret until now. I'm like, we knew about it in like 1992. Like, I get it. I'm the weird guy who knows all this stupid crap. But my thing is it's not that people are discovering it for the first time. Don't act like it's the first time anyone's heard of it. No, I wouldn't say common knowledge, but come on. Did you know Mario 3 there are whistles and you could go do? Yes, we all knew that. We all watched The Wizard. That's just me. I think it's because that's just modern gaming journalism. It's very frustrating. So yeah, Duck Hunt. Almost every kid had this. It was a pack-in with most versions of the NES. It was actually a combo cartridge You don't really get that nowadays. A disc or like a CD or DVD with 2 games in it. That's not really a thing. But back then, that was bad. Every so often, you'd get a cartridge with more than 1 game on it. And this was the first one that I'd ever seen, which was Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers. And it was packed in with most versions of the NES. Which is interesting because it's just like, I don't know, like that era of the NES, the very early stuff is very kind of weird because the NES is always like, oh, it launched in 1985, but it actually kind of didn't. It launched in very limited areas as like test locations, like New York City, for example, in 1985, October, 16th or 18th, I think, 1985. It didn't reach the rest of North America, and it didn't reach Canada until 86. So, it's just one of those things where like, okay, so was the single cartridge version of Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt from that era, and then when it was like a more continental launch, is that when they started packing it in? I don't really know. But yeah, but this is, I think, one of the very few NES games that I think every single person from that era has played. It just makes sense. I mean, this is already kind of getting difficult. We're on round 6, and it's already hard for me to keep up. Every few rounds, the amount of ducks you need to get, jeez, Phil, it increases. That little blue line, it means basically, for the example of this round, I need 6 ducks. So I need 1 more and we're good. I could actually fail. That's the funny part. No, we're good. Okay, good. But after a little while, I don't know how many rounds, but it gets to a point where you cannot miss a single duck. And that is crazy. I don't know what my personal record is, but the record that can be gotten is up to, Jesus, it's fast! Oh my gosh! Is level 100. Once that round equals 7 goes up to round equals 99 and goes over to round 00 or whatever again, the game doesn't know what to do and becomes what is known in arcade games a lot of the time is a kill screen, where the game just straight up doesn't know what to do, and the programming jeez, these guys are nuts. The programming kind of mucks it up a little bit, and it's different for every game. In this game, ducks won't even appear. The dog will just appear and laugh at you. Apparently, you're so good you've killed every duck in existence, and now we're part of the duck apocalypse, and the dog is just laughing at you because your once loved hobby has just destroyed and genocided entire species of bird. But yeah, no, it just gives you a game over. I think the most famous kill screen is probably, I'm not passing this, is Pac-Man's, which once you get to, I believe it's Maze 255 or 256, which is when an integer kind of rolls over when it's a single bit. I think I'm explaining that right. And half the screen is all jarble, and you can't really beat it. It's kind of interesting. Wow, I'm surprised I did okay there. But yeah, no, Duck Hunt, man. It's not much to talk about because like it's so iconic. I think most people know about the stuff that I'm talking about already. But it's just, man, I played this a decent amount. Like, out of all the NES games I had growing up, this is definitely not one I played that often, but it was fun to break out the zapper every so often and just kind of, break out the zapper. I need both of these. Ah, I failed. It's fun to break out the zapper and just play one of these. It's just a lot of fun. Laugh at me, Duck Hunt dog. I can't shoot you. Got my zapper with me. I'll shoot you that way. And last game, not a lot of people remember playing this, but I actually enjoyed it, was the clay shooting. Different little music. And it's like clay pigeons. And the farther they go, the harder it is to get. And I don't really remember if it gets more difficult, because it's not like they have like a little bit of an AI, you know, where the ducks like decide where they're going. And this is just, you know, they kind of pop up in a different way with a different angle, but they're always shootable. Pop. Poop. Oh, missed. Oh, there we go. You can take a little bit more of your time here. I think it's neat because my dad would play a lot more video games. When I was really young, he would actually play a lot of games. And I found out that, like, before I was born, Mom and Dad would go to arcades a lot and play games, like, while they're doing their laundry and stuff. I just thought that was really neat. Like, you didn't tell me you guys were cool. You go into arcades and playing video games in the 80s. That's awesome. But when we got the NES, Dad liked Duck Hunt a little bit, but he liked this mode a lot more. And I think it's because my dad's not one for like cartoony things, but he likes sports stuff, I guess. And this is like a real sport, you know, clay pigeon shooting. And I think it's cool that the cartridge has a mode that is cartoony with the ducks, and it's fun and silly. But then there's a little bit more down-to-earth version of the game. Like, even the HUD at the bottom looks like, I mean, it's got all the same information, but it's got the gray and stuff. I don't know. I kind of like that. Nintendo was very smart with that, where it's like, yes, Duck Hunt might be for the kids, but like, you know, this part's for the man of the house. And I just think that's a neat idea. My dad didn't play a whole lot of video games. My mom played a lot more. But my dad liked this, and he liked Lunar Ball? That was called Lunar Pool. It's an NES game. We had it on our 31-in-1 multi-cart, so we didn't have an official version, but it was like basically a pool game with a bunch of different looking pool tables, but it was also set on the moon for some reason. We played that one a lot. But no, Duck Hunt has a special place in, I think, most retro gamers' hearts, even if they don't really think about it, just because this is one of the games where a lot of people started with. Now, I grew up with an Intellivision before I got the NES, but we got the NES. This was definitely a game I played a lot before we got a lot of the other games. So, but yeah, I think this might be actually easier just because of, I don't think it changes very often. And to be honest, no one really talks about this mode very much. It's all about the ducks, which I get it. You know, it's Duck Hunt, not Clay Pigeon Hunt. So I don't know if it gets harder or, I'm assuming it still has the same kill screen at level 99, or level 100 really. Still needs 6. I want to see how long it takes before I need 7 to continue. Yeah, that was perfect, man. 90,000? 100,000. Oh, speedrun, world record. I don't know. I think there's a speedrun category for Duck Hunt that's like, how fast can you get 100K? Kind of neat. Mind you, I would have been good at speedrun. You want to shoot them like way down by the trees, if that's what you're going for. There we go. Still 6. Mind you, we're only on round 6, so. But I find this version of the game a little bit more peaceful than Duck Hunt's main attraction. I like it. I like it a lot. Nintendo certainly was smart when it came to this type of stuff. I mean, they were just like, what do Americans like? Americans like guns. Should the NES have a gun? Yes. Yes, it should have. It should have a gun. And yeah, Duck Hunt was a thing. I guess this was way more popular than Wild Gunman was. This is easily the most recognizable Zapper game for the NES. For retro enthusiasts, I believe Chiller is definitely one of the big ones. An unauthorized NES game. I used the Zapper. It was extremely gory. Maybe I'll play that for Halloween one day. It's not much of a game, to be honest. But no, this did much better than Wild Gunman, but I don't think Nintendo expected that, because I think they thought the whole cowboy thing was going to lure in Americans, but it kind of didn't. So, this is easily, there's 4 Zapper games for the black box titles, so for the first 30 licensed NES published games for the NES, 4 of them, so more than 10%, are Zapper games. So that's pretty good, I think, for a peripheral like the Zapper, having 4 games within the first like year and a half or so. I think it's pretty good. There's definitely another peripheral that we'll be looking at very shortly that didn't have as many games. I think it literally only had 2 games ever made, and yet they're also a character in Smash Brothers for some stupid reason. Actually, a very fun character, but not a fun peripheral. Need to look at, need to collect, but not fun at the time. I've never met someone who had it, but we'll talk about that. I'm getting way ahead of myself. That is not this black box case or file. Sorry, it is not going to be next file either. Wow, we're around 10. We're still only looking at 6. Does it go up to 7 here? No, it still doesn't. My goodness gracious. Yeah, this has not gotten any difficult. I guess it's definitely going faster. This would be harder with an actual Zapper, but... Fun fact about the Duck Hunt portion of Duck Hunt. Not only is the Duck Hunt dog a playable character in Smash Brothers, that level with the tree and the bushes is a playable level as well. It's very neat. There's like 2 or 3 remixes of the Duck Hunt music, which I think is pretty neat. I'm doing very good. Oh, there it is. Now I need 7. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. I'm too good for this. They will be here all day if I keep going. So I think we'll end it here. We'll let it go. That was a lot of fun. I haven't played Duck Hunt in I'd say at least 20 years. Mind you, last time I probably played it on an actual CRTV. Didn't get an HDTV till 2006, so 18 years ago. No, 17 years, or 19 years ago now. I'm getting old. But Duck Hunt, very fun game. Question of the day. Have you ever used an actual, authentic NES Zapper for any of the Zapper games? And if you have, which one? Which one was your favorite? Which one did you play? Well, with that, thank you so much for joining me. This was the Black Box Files, and next time we will look at file number 6, Golf. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this episode, click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to know when the next episode is up. If you want to support my channel, share some videos with some friends and consider supporting me on Patreon.